podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm humble in defeat, and I'm going to remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
DiBiase Productions.
I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at it, like, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean, man? It takes a crazy man to want to fight, you know what I mean, day in, day out. It's a hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and we will be talking some boxing today. We got some prospects to discuss and one WBO champion. Look, it looks like Austin Williams, a.k.a. Ammo, has gotten himself in a bit of a public spat with Billy Joe Saunders. He posted some sparring of himself, Austin Williams did. And it didn't take too long before Billy Joe came out and had something to say in regards to Ammo's sparring. I believe multiple people had something to say, and maybe Ammo was a bit embarrassed as to, posting the sparring, but I'll let him tell you in his words.
Just like everybody else, I'm sure this quarantine has played an effect on me, especially because I was supposed to fight March 19th. I went through a whole camp, and the quarantine canceled my fight 1 week before, so maybe I got a little pent-up aggression. Maybe I'm going a little too hard. And I look back on the video and I see how it may be frowned upon because of how one-sided it was. I was not trying to embarrass my sparring partner. I respect any man that go into the ring. If you're watching this, I respect you for getting in the ring. My intentions were not to embarrass you. My intentions were to show what I've been working on, and it backfired. So I understand everybody's viewpoints. The video's down and they ain't coming back up, and I'm excited to show y'all what I've been working on in my next fight.
So that's Austin in response to obviously getting some backlash for posting some sparring with someone that wasn't right on his level. Now, this was sparring coming immediately off of COVID and quarantine, right? So I'm just saying to myself, where was the guy's trainer, right? Like, why does Ammo have to worry about how the guy is doing in sparring, or if he's being too, rough in sparring? This guy should have a trainer, honestly. Like, you shouldn't be sparring if you don't have anyone in your corner, backing you. But let me get ahead and screen share this real quick with you guys and just show you what it is that's going on here. So here's the sparring. See if I can center this off a bit. And we'll go ahead and play it. So we'll take the volume off, or just a bit of it here. So this is the guy that he posted. And obviously, Ammo looks confident. He looks like he's definitely in control, but I've been in numerous gyms. This is not Ammo's fault. This is his trainer's fault for not saying to calm down, and it's also the trainer of the other fighter for not realizing that his fighter isn't ready to be in there with a guy like Ammo Williams. Ammo's the nickname, Austin is the name. So this caused Billy Joe to have something to say. And that's where we get everything that we're getting, right? So Billy Joe Saunders, two-time weight world champion. You know, he's been a WBO champion, the 160 and 168 pound division. He said, and I quote, "You big useless fraggle. That poor man clearly can't hold his hands up proper. When I'm in the U.S., I'll move you around. We'll see what happens then." And it wasn't long before Williams responded to Saunders. And let me give you that response. Sorry for the silence, just setting everything up. For those watching us on YouTube, you know, I want you to be able to view it as well as hear it.
Me out because I went a little too hard in sparring. And I'm only 4 years in the sport. But ain't this the same dude who suspended from boxing because he make jokes about beating women? The woman beater? The woman beater got something to say because I went kind of hard in sparring, fresh off quarantine. I want to see you. Let me know when you make it in the United States. Let me know when you land. Let me know when you land. I'm not scared of you. You know what? Come on, come to the United States. 1612 Austin Street, Houston, Texas. I never turned down a challenge. I don't care if you 30, 40 years old, don't matter. World champion, don't matter. Hey, I'm 24. I'm going to show you what I'm all about. Come on, woman beater. So Billy Joe Saunders called me out because I went a little too hard in sparring. And I'm only 4 years in the sport. But ain't this the same dude who suspended from boxing because he make jokes about...
All right, so there you go. Now, what happened next is what normally happens. A UK dude gets into it with an American, and all the UK dudes come out. And they come out to protect their own. So we had Anthony Fowler step up and, I guess, take some shots in DM at Ammo. So Ammo posted those on his social media. And let me just show you that real quick. So this is Ammo's Instagram, and as you can see, this is Anthony Fowler's verified Instagram there that he's showing us. And, it shows here like Ammo initiated this because it says, "I'm going to knock you out, fat," And it says you replied to their story. So what did Fowler put? We would have to go check on his story. Maybe he put a post of Ammo. I checked, it wasn't there anymore. But Fowler comes back and says, "You couldn't knock out a wank." You couldn't knock a wank out, you freak. You hit that novice out with about 10 free shots, you shithouse. Wait till I bump into you at the next Matchroom show then. Talk to me then. And Ammo says, "Let's do it. Let's talk to Eddie. Let's set something up, you punk." You already know. And then he says, "We ain't got to argue." Let me go to the next one. He says, "We don't have to argue at a Matchroom show. Let's set something up. Something official. I'll put another loss on your record, you washed up bum." He said, "Lad, you've boxed 5 journeymen. Chill the F out, you muppet. I don't do my arguing on this. I'll put it to Eddie. I'll smash your head in his back garden." And he put the sleepy emoji. And he says, "You're threatened, and I'm coming for you." Fowler says, "Good luck." So I like it. We've seen Fowler versus Ted Cheeseman. I I believe it was Cheeseman. Let me go ahead and look up Anthony Fowler. There you go, Fowler. Let's see what that box record's looking like, Anthony. I know he lost to Cheeseman, I guess, but he is further along than Ammo. He's about 12-1. And let's see, it was Fitzgerald that actually got the split decision win over him, who was also 12-0 at the time. Now the question is this too much of a leap for Ammo? And will Matchroom put a guy like Ammo Williams in the ring with someone like a Fowler, right? Like Fowler obviously is further along in his career at the moment. He has certain experience that Ammo hasn't been able to receive just yet. But nonetheless, it is a Matchroom versus Matchroom fight, and it's also an inexpensive fight, right? We're talking about Anthony Fowler, and we're talking about, Austin Ammo Williams. Neither guy should be getting too much money when it comes to purses, right? So this is definitely a makeable fight, and we were discussing Dazn and the lack of, boxing schedule and, not wanting to have to cancel. This is something that can keep us there. UK versus, American, maybe they can, get some traction off of this. Both men are willing to do it in the back garden, so I don't see why not. We've interviewed Anthony Fowler, and we've obviously interviewed Austin Ammo Williams before as well. I was trying to get him on the show. He actually DM'd me this. He wanted me to see. So, yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about this matchup? What do you think? Is it even possible to make? Are we just, rushing? Are we too excited? Is Ammo too much of a prospect to put in there with a Anthony Fowler? Because at least Fowler's already been in there with Fitzgerald. He's already had his undefeated tests. No, he didn't pass, but he's been there. Steve in Chicago is saying, where would this happen? They both said in the Garden, so I'm assuming Ammo thinks he'll be able to travel in the next coming months. They both said in the Garden on their DMs. So they're 2 weight apart. Kieran Betts, that's not true. Fitzgerald is at 54, and Fowler's last fight was at 60. Let me just sign in to my box rec so you can see. His last fight, he was actually 59. They're very close to each other. If anything, Ammo could move up. But let me screen share this for you here. As I was saying, Fowler's last fight was at 60. And look, he's 56 and a half. So he can actually fight both at 54 or 60 with this weight, that he's coming in at. So we got to see. Yeah, so let's see here. I ran too much in here. I have to zoom in. All right, so all right, so I'm still not okay. Here we go. There you go. It says 156 he weighed in at. And Ammo, let's see, Austin Williams. Where's his box rec at? And you see, he's 159. So they could easily do it at 160 because Fowler used to fight at 168. Now, does Fowler think he's too small and he's trying to go from 168 to 154? That's something that he would have to say in an interview. But I'm pretty sure when he fought Fitzgerald, he was 68. Let me see. Scott Fitzgerald was 54. Wow. When did he ever fight at 68 then? Okay. So there, he's got one at 62 here. All right, so he only had one at 62. So both Kieran, you're wrong in both ways. They're not 2 weights apart, and he definitely never fought at 68. I thought he did fight at 68, to be honest with you. But, yeah, man, I like the fight. And like I said, Matchroom needs something. And he says, Earthquake says, Ammo beats Fowler, calling it now. Billy Ho, not sure. Yeah, well, obviously he is not ready for Billy Joe. We know that, right? Like Billy Joe is a 2-time weight world champion. But that's what Ammo's saying. Ammo is saying, like, bro, I'm only been fighting for 4 years. I've only been in the game for 4 years, and I got a 2-time belt holder coming at me and talking greasy. So, it makes sense for Ammo. He's getting the publicity. He's being, pushed around multiple media outlets, especially because Billy Joe was involved. But also because of the sparring. Now, I screen shared the sparring. What did you guys think of the sparring? Did he go too hard on the guy? What do you think? That's what I want to know. But let me see here. Earthquake saying that it's hilarious for Billy Joe to take the high ground. I mean, I guess. I hear what you're saying, though. I hear what you're saying. He's definitely had his own, fair share of debacles in and around the boxing world. But maybe he's turning a new leaf. Maybe he's trying to get, I don't know, give us a different look or feel for himself now. I don't know. But I want the Anthony Fowler fight versus Ammo. Maybe we got to wait 2 more before it actually happens, but I think it's a decent little scrap. So Ruin the 504 says that guy he was sparring looked terrified. But did Ammo look like he was abusing him? Did it look abusive abusive, I guess, to the fact that people felt the need to attack him? He had to take the sparring down. He took it down. He was embarrassed, obviously, with everyone coming at him. All right, so Big Nick says, Ness, some people would say if he shouldn't be there if he can't defend yourself. Are you talking about the guy he was sparring? I think that however you feel about the sparring, that is the issue of the guy's trainer, bro. Your trainer's supposed to be there. Now, if this guy was not there if this guy just walked into the gym and Ammo asked him to spar and there was no coaches, that's different. Because then Ammo should see, I'm not on your level, you not on mine, let's just work. But if the trainer brought this guy in there to get work with Ammo, it's not his business to go any less on this guy. Like, it's up to that guy's trainer to tell Ammo's coach, hey, tell Ammo, let's just work. My guy only has 4 amateur fights. My guy only has 4 pro fights. My guy doesn't have any pro fights. My guy just wants to become an amateur. Like, there needs to be some communication within that gym. You can't just expect to spar and be taken around the park as if you're on a date. Like, it's sparring, So Kieran says, Ness, are you in the same camp as me where I don't like people recording sparring at all? Happens so much these days. Well, I actually am not. When I spar, I like it recorded. I like to see what I've done, what mistakes I've done and made. So I do spar and record, and I record other people sparring. You know, Doomy sparring, his cousin Elias sparring. You know, when Matt was around and he used to spar, we record him. I record Enrique. You know, but we have a reason. Obviously, we do Border Wars. There's a purpose for our sparring to be recorded so that we could share it with you guys. So it's a little different. But fighters are the same. They need to record it so they can correct things and work on things, you know? Steve in Chicago says, I don't see a problem with it. That's how it is in today's world with social media. I hear you, man. It is, you know. This is the world of what you do. You post on social media, and what you post gets you clout, fame, popularity. So Ammo was only doing what he's seen other fighters do before him. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. Again, I put the blame on the coach. Whoever's coaching that kid, they're the ones that need to be, you know, reprimanded. Steve in Chicago, I agree. Ammo was self-promoting. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Troy Smoke Alarm says people setting up showcase sparring matches now. So you consider Anthony Fowler, who's 13 fights in against Ammo, to be a showcase sparring match? Or are you saying he got a showcase sparring match with the guy that he was in the ring with, what not being on his level, so that he could look good coming out of quarantine? Either way, interesting. I like the fight, is all I'm going to say. If we could get it, I wouldn't mind it, especially since I'm paying $100 on Dazn and I ain't been getting much of nothing. I want to see it. Now, if you can see on the overlay here, Ammo posted a little highlight reel, and man, he's been knocking dudes out in sparring for a minute now. So it wasn't just that one dude. He's putting it all out there. Everybody goes down or gets staggered with headgear. Now, I hope he's sparring with 16 ounces. And if that's 16 ounces, he's doing his numbers. He's heavy-handed, man. So whoever faces him better be careful, because, you know, these are his opponents. You know, people like to say, you know, who's he been in there with? But whoever he's in there, he's knocking them over like tin cans. So, you know, take care of that. But this was just going to be a short one just to let you know what's going on. Like I said, I know you guys don't stalk social media and stay up to date with all this stuff. And these guys are prospects, but these are two prospects that we've had here on the show, and we've discussed their careers in the past. I actually am trying to set up an interview with Ammo again, with Austin, get him back on the show. So, yeah, we want to follow these careers closely. They're both with Dazn. They're both in and around the same weight. So this is a fight that could happen. You know, someone said Chris Eubank. I remember Chris Eubank posted, or should I say Carl Froch posted, some very hard sparring with Chris Eubank. You know, Froch and Eubank. So, you know, people have been doing this, you know. Again, I think it's the fault of the trainer of the guy that Ammo was sparring with. He should have seen right from the bat that his fighter wasn't on that level. But we don't know what round that was. We don't know, you know, what they were working on. We don't know anything, man. We were just happened to be a fly on the wall at the moment in time that he posted the sparring. But we got a few callers. I'm going to get on out to them. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Don't forget, voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline by adding Nestor Gibbs and pressing 1 and be part of the conversation. Yeah, let's do this. Let me see what we got. We got to get on out to some sponsors.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes. These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
All right, let's go out to TJ. What up?
What's going on, y'all? You hear me?
I hear you, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Are y'all still oh dang, this Monday. I'm tripping. I was about to ask y'all going live tonight.
We
Yeah, but
are. We are at
oh,
7
oh, y'all?
p.m. Yeah, remember, we got Untitled tonight.
Oh, sweet. I didn't even put my topic in. That's cool. I'm glad you reminded me. Yeah, yeah, I was one of those ones that was looking at the sparring. I just didn't like the fact you seen somebody getting beat up like that. Like you just didn't want to put that out. Even if you kept the footage for yourself, but putting it out there, I just wasn't feeling it. But what happened with Billy Joe? I'm sorry, I hopped on late. Like, what happened with Billy Joe?
Billy Joe had some remarks for Ammo after he seen his sparring, and he said next time he's in America, he wants to see if Ammo wants to dance. So, Ammo then replied to him like, oh, it's funny that a woman beater got an issue with what I'm doing. So,
Facts. And Ammo came out and apologized. Like, yeah. So, and the video, like, you could tell that he was like, dang, he didn't think it was gonna be put out like that. So yeah, I'm feeling him on that. Shoot. But yeah, that's my call. Thanks for the show.
all right, TJ, thanks for calling in. We going out to Landlord. What it do?
Yo, I just caught the back end. What's going on?
Some sparring footage had dropped, and Billy Joe didn't like the way that Austin Williams was beating up on his sparring partner, so
Oh yeah, my boy Ammo, my bad. Yeah, I kind of feel like the last caller just said, man, I don't like the sparring footage getting out. The dude, you could tell wasn't on Austin level. I know Austin personally. He kind of does that, get his followers up and stuff like that. But the kid has true talent. As far as him and oh boy, I don't think Austin's ready for him, but hey, he want all the smoke.
Wait, you don't think Austin's ready for Anthony
Billy,
Fowler?
Billy.
Oh
No,
no. Of course, I don't think he's ready for Billy,
yeah,
but
yeah,
but Anthony Fowler is another Matchroom fighter that came out, and now him and Ammo beefing on Instagram, and they trying to get this fight done in Eddie's Garden.
yeah. I mean, I looked at him. I don't really know too much about that other guy, but I mean, they both kind of new. I don't really know what too much to say about him, but as far as Austin, I know they can go there.
All right, Landlord, man. Well, thanks for calling in. We going out to Greatness Harlem.
Ness, I'm just listening, man.
All right, champ. Well, thanks for tuning in. We're going out to Big Nick in the UK.
What's up, Ness?
What up? What up? You wanted a prospect show? There you go. This is a
Yeah,
prospect.
I know. Yeah, man, I'm happy. It's good because I think a lot of people are sleeping on Ammo Williams, but this is why the prospect show is good because people are going to say, who the hell is this? Like, why are we talking about Ammo Williams? But actually, if you know his background story and you see like his footage, you would know that this guy is no joke. But I think this is more of an issue where actually it's probably just a case of the footage shouldn't have come out. I'm not necessarily that big on fighters kind of promoting their sparring footage because it's a little bit disrespectful under these situations. But at that same point, I'm also a big believer that as soon as you step through those ropes, you have to be prepared to defend yourself. Now, you've got some fighters are very respectful. They will understand the situation and they will know that you're a novice or they will know that you don't have that much experience. So they will take it easy with you. And there's some fighters that don't know how to hold back. It's just not in their nature. They can't do it. But the bottom line is, if you step through those ropes, you have to be able to defend yourself. And if you don't, to be honest, that's not on anybody else but yourself. So I sympathise with Emma Williams from that aspect, and not only that, does this mean now that anytime there's footage of a fighter maybe taking a piss with somebody who's not as experienced as them, does that mean Anthony Fowler and Billy Joe Saunders are going to be the save the day brigade and start talking smack to every fighter that does this? I don't know. It's just a bit silly. I just think they shouldn't have really got involved, but it sets up a fight. And to be honest, I think Ammo beats Fowler anyway. That's my coolness.
Yeah, man. I want to see it because Fowler is a little more ahead of him. He's got the 13 fights. He should have a little bit more experience. And he was a pretty declarated amateur. But Ammo has some dog in him, and it would be interesting. And that's what it is and what it's about. It draws us in early. Like, why wait for Ammo to be 20-0 and Fowler to be 25-0 when they get it done? Let's do it now. And PC Jacobs, good point. Was Rolly putting out bullying sparring when he showed the sparring with him and Ryan Garcia? I think you're right, Nick. I think Billy Joe and Anthony Fowler need to mind their own business. Everyone post sparring. Shit. The other day I seen Yordani Ulgas post, sparring and him getting knocked out the ring, and he asked you the question, do you think that was a knockout? So, Haney post sparring. People post sparring all the time. I think in this day and age, it's just a form of promotion, to be honest with you. They showing you what they got, what they do, and what they can do. But you know the number, call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time if you want to speak. We're talking Austin Ammo Williams blasting out what he calls a woman beater and Billy Joe Saunders for getting at him for his sparring, and also trying to set up a fight with Anthony Fowler. And his direct quote was, where are we? Got him right where I want him. Anthony Fowler and Matchroom, let's set it up. In the backyard, 12-1 versus 5-0. So he's ready to go right now. He don't want no setup. He don't want no in between. I like it. You know what I mean? I like it. Billy Joe, I'm not so much worried about. He's obviously not getting entertain Ammo. I don't want to see Ammo, jumping too much ahead of himself. Fowler is the perfect jump. If he can make that successfully, he can prove some things, man. He can definitely prove some things. But this was just a little quick breaking news episode. Don't forget, we're live tonight on Untitled. So hit us up on Untitled at patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. We're going to be going live in about 2 hours with Untitled, where we sit back and we just talk about anything. We have a post where all our Patreons just recommend any suggested topics and or conversation. We usually have 3 to 4 hours of just chillax talking. We talk boxing. We talk greatest shows on Netflix, best movies, dating advice, all that great stuff, man. Politics, pop culture, So if you're interested, catch us on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice later on tonight in 2 hours. Quick shout out, super chat love from T Bonafide that says, thanks for the latest news. #TBV. Well, thank you for the support. Catch us on the next one. Peace.